Hello Aquarius, and welcome to your general and love reading for the month of May. So please keep in mind that as we enter May, we enter into a Mercury Retrograde. So I would Google Mercury Retrograde and what it means for you for the month of May. Now, May is the month of, it's a 5. 5 is all about, like the number 5 actually means like huge blessings are coming in, which brings like great changes or something like that. Especially, during times like that, when you feel like you have change coming in like that, you'll start seeing the number sequence 555. So if you see that, that's just confirmation telling you that they're coming or they're here or be open. You are an air sign, so you have the mental communication, Mercury it rules and or affects communication, technology, like during this Mercury retrograde. So you'll notice that technology is going to be messed up. Technology is going to be wonky. That's what it is, wonky. It affects technology. It slows it down. It makes it catch up, trip up, glitch, whatever. But as soon as like the retrograde's over, like it goes right back to normal. A lot of people, freak out and they'll go trade their thing in or get a new one. And it's like if you just held off a little bit longer, it would fix itself. But it's also not a good time to sign contracts or write deals, sign leases, anything where you actually sign your name to it. A check is one thing, okay, but signing like a document, like a documentation, like a letter or an agreement or a loan thing, that's actually a time they suggest that you not do that, because if I'm not mistaken, Mercury retrograde, we can feel the effects of it for 6 months, I believe is what they say. But it almost seems like you may feel, if you sign contracts or whatnot, okay, if you do the stuff you're not supposed to do during a retrograde, you will see that pop up in increments of like 6 months to sometimes a few years. Because lots of times, I'm not going to say I'll bet money on it, but lots of times that's how people end up having their cars repoed. They bought a car during a Mercury retrograde. It's either like that instance or like something goes wrong with the car. Like if you sign anything during a Mercury retrograde, there's just something that's not right about it ever since. So be aware of that, because awareness helps us to navigate. Life is a lot simpler and easier when we are navigating our life. I heard someone say she doesn't know how to roll with the punches. That he said that about his girlfriend. That's what it was. Yeah, he said that about his girlfriend. She was upset about something. She had been upset about it for like a few weeks, almost a month. And he was like, she just don't know how to roll with the punches. You got to train yourself and learn how to roll with the punches. Okay. There's going to be a lot of juggling this month for the month of May. Now, keep in mind too, okay, that this doesn't necessarily mean that you will have to be doing all the juggling, because I see the Two of Pentacles but the Temperance card's on top of it. So Temperance is all about balance and healing, and this angel has her hands up just like the juggler, like they're balancing. So I would say that, you know, there's going to be juggling, but it will be like smooth juggling. You may see if it gets rocky, it also brings in healing. If you encounter a person or a situation and it has one thing, then it brings in its opposite in balance. So I would just be mindful and watchful of that, because that will also ultimately, I'm sure, bring peace within and give you, you should see that also reflected in your outer exterior world. There will be cooperation. There is a decision or something you need to make, but or you may be all up in your head about something, okay? I would definitely go check out what Mercury Retrograde, how it's going to affect you in the month of May, so you know. You know, they say that Mercury Retrograde is not a time of action. It's a time of stillness, to sit back, reflect. Any word that you can put a R-E in front of is what you should do during a Mercury Retrograde. So, regroup, recenter, reevaluate, restructure. Because any of these things that you work on during a retrograde, you're actually planting seeds for them, so that as soon as the retrograde's over, we get like catapulted. And I always say catapulted or slingshot into, because I'm telling you, it's so fast. It's like whatever we worked on and figured out and planned during a Mercury retrograde, as soon as it's over, it's like we are fucking catapulted into all of it. Like wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. So be careful and cautious about what you plan and strategize and rethink in the month of May, because you will see that come June, July, you'll be, whatever you thought about, you'll be in it. Now, so whatever this decision that you're all up in your head about, I feel like it's going to bring some heartache, sadness, depression, some way, shape, or form. Okay? So remember, these swords, you are the element, the sword element in these cards. So your thoughts are, I feel like, what's probably going to be your biggest, I want to say enemy, but I also don't like to be a negative Nancy. I can't sugarcoat either, so. Alright. So if this is you, okay, if this is you, then I would say you are, because this is going to be able to go, you know, 2 of 3 ways here. So this is also, you know, general reading, so you've got to self in how you see fit here. But either you or someone is very passionate, energetic, like optimistic, you're feeling good, you're looking good, all that good stuff. Okay, is someone here is embodying this Queen of Wands energy, because this is the center of the reading, what the energy's around. So you could be feeling, and you know, if you're a guy watching this, then this is a woman that you're dealing with. Okay, and if you are a woman watching this could very well be you, even though you would usually show up as the Queen of Swords in this deck. We can and do have the capabilities of taking on characteristics from other signs. So just remember that, because we've got our moon rising sign and also our personality, which can mimic these characteristics. So if you're like, I mean, for you could be very fiery and passionate, like you got the energy, you're bubbly, you are feeling attractive, you're feeling good. So this could be you for the month. And if this is the case, then a challenge for you could be maybe your confidence. It could very well just be your confidence this month. There's going to be something like either your charm, like if you're usually charming, which I would say you are, because with this Queen of Wands here, okay? Queens of Wands, like their confidence and exuberance like really carries them. It makes them, I feel, more beautiful, more enticing. Like when someone has really good energy, you want to be around that energy, and I feel a Queen of Wands does that. And this, you know, if this is you, then even though you're the air sign, you're embodying that this month. Now, if this is not you, then this could be a friend you're dealing with. If you have a Queen of Wands and a fire sign friend, this could be her that you're dealing with. So just plug it in. But someone here, whoever this here is, now, Mercury retrograde can do a number on us, especially as far as energy-wise. So there could be, you know, cockiness, someone being foolhardy, like hot-headed or restless or superficial. Those things are going to be a challenge. And it could be because you don't really, I mean, it could be because of the Mercury retrograde. I always make sure to start telling myself forewarning that, you know, we're going to be tired for these 3 weeks right here. We're not going to have as much energy, and we're not going to want to do as much. And definitely, you don't want to drink as much or overindulge in things like alcohol or drugs as much either, because it's almost like they're more intense. We have more hangovers and more recovery, because there's that RE in there. We have more moments like that during the Mercury retrograde. So I try to strategize my the month based off the retrogrades when they happen. You know, they happen like every 3 to 4 months. So this Queen of Wands here, whether that's you or someone you're dealing with, is very like complacent, being stubborn. Maybe they're a little lazy. They're obsessive. Taking forever, maybe. Okay, and it's because they're feeling confident. And if this Queen of Wands is you, you could be getting stubborn and frustrated, like you feel things aren't really taking off as fast as what you thought they would. You've been putting in work, though. If this is you, whoever this Queen of Wands is, she's been putting in the work and looking good while she's doing it. She has probably been more focused than she has been in a long time. There's a lot of, and you know, this month, it could make you feel like giving up just because you're not seeing the fruits of your labor. But I will say that if that's the case, then there's some decisions, something that you need to decide on about alliances or partnerships. And it could be definitely, this could be the part that really has you feeling blocked or challenged here, is that Three of Swords energy I was speaking of. Because at the end of the month, there is a coming together of something at the end of the month, the end of May. Now, let me just tell you that if this, whatever this thing is that's coming together at the end of the month, look, Mercury retrograde does not end until like June 10th or some shit, okay? There's also a week shadow period after it ends, and that's when Mercury gets itself back on, they call it station or back direct. So it takes a momentum to get it going back regular, okay? That momentum is called a shadow period. Things are still wonky. It's like things that turn like 15 degrees and get stuck for a minute until all of a sudden, okay, it, you know, turns the whole way and the energy breaks. So I would say 2nd to 3rd week in June, I wouldn't do anything until then, okay? So if you are having a Two of Cups moment, just know that whatever this coming, because Two of Cups, if it's a person, then it's two like minds coming together. I mean, it's like your, this is ultimate happiness, togetherness, positive relationships, love, bonding with someone. It's almost like you have met your match. This card even has hummingbirds and healing, because there's the staff with the snakes going around it, like how the hospitals and stuff like that use. So there's definitely healing, balance, and joy in this card. I also see the Four of Wands here. So there's definitely going to be a coming together the end of the month with someone. So you could find during the month of May that, you know, you're aggravated, you're sad, you have depression, you want things to move faster than what they are, but they're not, and you could find yourself getting frustrated and aggravated because things really aren't taking off. And you could be trying to give up, but I wouldn't give up, because look, when I spoke of navigation, if you know now that things are going to take at least a whole month to make a turnaround or to go a certain way for you, then know that the whole month of May, get yourself, your home, your life, like somewhat in together. Give it like a cosmic cleaning, a declutter, an reorganizing, and preparation. Because at least way you'll have your shit together, and then at the end of the month, when the energies start to turn or shift, then you can go forth and be very well prepared. So let's see what. Okay, so your advice here is to start a new journey, take on the Fool's energy. The Fool's energy is, I feel like Fool's energy is one of the brightest, best cards in the whole deck, I feel. Just because it represents like new beginnings, innocence, spontaneity, originality, adventure. And this is really because, I mean, and here's the thing, I want to elaborate on this. You know, he also has the wand in his hand with his little bag on it. And it looks like he's got another wand here, which might be like a walking stick. But, I mean, he's got this wand with his carry-on bag and a walking stick in his hand. So, you know, I feel like, encompasses and embodies the suit of wands. But, you know, they say that the Fool sign is also representative of Aries. So, which is also, you know, a fire sign. And we've got fire sign all up in this reading. You know, fire energy. So, take on and look to new stuff. Try new ways of things. You know, the thing about Mercury Retrograde is that we're supposed to have instant connection with Mercury. It is, so during the Mercury Retrograde, it's supposed to be so instant and so powerful that we can ask a question to the universe or in our mind and instantly receive its answer. Now, during regular times, when we ask questions, during regular times, we sometimes will get the answer, but if we don't get the answer, it's because we're not ready for the answer. Now, when we ask for the answer is given to us. But because the flesh is weak, we're not able to access it. So that's when, like, you'll be walking along, going along, and then it's like you have a light bulb moment, and you're like, whoa, there it is, light bulb. That's when you have somehow either elevated in frequency or vibration, and you become a vibrational match. See, when you asked the question, you were not at a vibrational match. But the moment that you elevated, you were able to receive. So be aware of that. Use that to your advantage, because if you have questions about things over here, then you're going to be able to receive the answers to them. So at least way, if you start asking and, you know, decluttering, you know, they say if you can't see that well, or if you feel like you're struggling to see, to wash your windows. If you feel like you got negativity lingering around you, sweep your floors, especially the floor at your front door and your back door. And if you have a side door like me, then and that one too. So I'm getting ready to go. As soon as I finish your reading, I've got to go sweep my porch and clean my sidewalk, sweep my sidewalk off. So look into feng shui and healing modalities, like at home. I burn a shit ton of sage. Okay, like sage, bay leaves. I do a lot of that. Name champa incenses. I do the oil diffusers. So see how you can bring more balance into your life using those things, because I feel like that there will help to alleviate any anxieties, worries, or stresses. Now, that needing the card, when I said someone's all up in their head and they need to make a decision, that card, and then the other card where I said over here about you feeling like there could be some anxieties and things like that going around. Keep in mind, we don't sleep that well during a Mercury retrograde. At nighttime, you'll notice with the Mercury retrograde, whatever you have, you got to flip that shit upside down. That's how Mercury retrograde works. Okay, it's like a paradox. So if you don't sleep well at nighttime during the Mercury retrograde and you're up at night, my advice would be to take naps. That will help you, because you may notice that taking a 2-hour nap, you felt like you went to sleep for 6 hours, especially if you didn't sleep the night before, because Mercury retrogrades can affect us that way. Okay, so I would take naps. If you're not sleeping well or sleeping good, take a nap. Do a body good. Now, these two cards both have new moons in them. Okay, so I would actually go to say that there's the new moon, and I would say this new moon would actually be at maybe 10 to 15%. So find where the new moon is going to be. Go 2 to 3 days after that new moon. There's something that's going to happen around in there where you're either going to be all up in your head, or you're going to be making a final decision. If I were you, I would I would find out when the new moon is, and I would figure out and set your intentions and your wishes. Okay? But just be aware during that time period, something's going to have you all up in your head. You're going to need to make some decisions, and it may cause heartbreak. I'm not sure. We do have 3 of Swords here. So just know that it could very well cause heartbreak. It could have you up at night. Now, there is a eclipse during the month of May. That eclipse, you may not sleep well. Okay? You may have more anxiety. Now look, anxiety and nervousness, those are things that Mercury can intensify. If you don't even have them, they could arrive, and they could just be straight from Mercury. So if things are bothersome, then there's something deeper there you need to look at. Here's the deal with Mercury retrograde. It asks us to do it. Mercury retrograde asks us all to sit our ass down and think about our life. Where is it good? Where is it bad? How can we fix it? How can we restructure? Look at where we have come. Are we fine, or do we need to reacclimate and get ourselves together and go in a new direction? Do we still want the same things? Are we still on board with our goals and stuff that we set 3 months ago, or have they changed? Have we evolved and changed to where now our goals and life need to change? Either acclimate, either jump here, step here, take a whole another different turn, or do we need to turn around? Do we need to go back? That's what it does for us. It's a 3-week time period to really think and figure that out. If you don't do that, if you don't take the time to sit down, chill, and think about those things, you will have burnouts. Mercury retrograde will burn you out. And if it's like, okay, well, I'm going to go out here and do this anyway. Well, guess what? It does. This is one of the moments where you'll go to walk out the front door and you ask a trip and you'll fall down the step and be like, okay, I can't. I better go sit down and rest my foot. I mean, so either you're going to have to take it voluntarily, or you take it and decide involuntarily, and that is what Mercury retrograde can fuck your ass up sometimes. So keep that in mind, okay? So but this new moon and the eclipse, just be mindful and aware around those time periods. Now, you may feel like you may have fears that this month is really going to do a number on you. And it very well could, okay? It very well could try. But if you know how to navigate, you know how to either work with it or combat it. I would not combat it. I would work with it. Whatever that means for you, okay? Now, you may feel like once this month is over, you may feel like you were not victorious. You may feel like you didn't put your best foot forward. Okay? You may feel like a failure, or like you lost, or there were a lot of broken promises that you couldn't fulfill or others couldn't fulfill. Be careful about pride and being fame hungry, because this would be around whoever this Queen of Wands person is. Okay? You know, the ones that, I feel like the ones that really win big are the ones that, you know, win in silence. They're the ones that go unnoticed. They're the ones that really take home the prize. Okay? So, you know, whatever you do, and you know, honestly, this card here could really just could really represent like you just feel like you didn't get anything accomplished this month. It could very well be like that. And that's okay, because honestly, that's basically what Mercury retrograde is. Sit down and do nothing but think. And you know, there's not a lot of physical like what am I trying to say? Like you don't really see a lot of benefit on the physical, maybe, or within yourself, but it's because the energies are flipped upside down. You know, I would say be more prepared for, like, you know, David Bowie, crazy, like The Labyrinth, that movie, The Labyrinth, okay? It could definitely make you feel like that right there. Because it's a Mercury retrograde. That's what they do to us. Alright, so your Sacred Vision Oracle deck is love with the number 8. Wow. All you need is love. So, rewrite the scary stories you tell yourself. Create a new vision of your innate beauty and love what you are. All you need is love. Make your sacred shield from the stars and the phases of the moon and define your intent. See, you remember 2 moon cycles showed up. So write those down and track them. There's something around them. Be yourself. A beautiful new dream created by your night flights. And call in your beloved, your soulmate. Your ceremonial feathers are your wings, and your elk horns are your antenna to the ancestors who love you. Your life is a sacred bundle made up of love and your dreams. You become what you think and dream. If you love all that is, you become the great mystery in all things. If you tell yourself a scary story, the world becomes a chimera, clouded from view. Rewrite what you tell yourself as a powerful new vision for sleep at night. Release your dove of peace and let her take your fears out of sight. With new intentions, tie your sacred thoughts to the headdress of your imagined success. You have love so that you may have roses in winter. Oh my goodness. And then there's that rose, boy. Woo! So, alright. Your Sorry, this one kind of hit me for a second. Your past life card is Father. So either you have been having daddy issues or issues with your father, or your parenting skills as a parent. There's something here around the father. If you've been arguing with your dad, let me tell you, the last month I had was not good with my father. Okay, I tend to, I'm on the cusp of Pisces, so I tend to pick up a lot of Aquarius signs. And that's why I said when I took a pause, because I was like, oh shit, there's my daddy. Anyways, so, and like I said, I've had an issue up until now with my daddy. Anyways, something here around your father or your parenting or abandonment issues could be coming to the forefront. Now, if this is like a past thing issue, okay, there is something with persecution and inquisition, lessons and blessings, train for transportation, which I would say is a lot of movement, things moving, and the Asia continent. There's something about that part, Asia, that maybe you had, maybe this stems from a past life in Asia with your father. If you are experiencing some type of issue right now, whatever that issue may be. But there will be a forward movement because the transportation card came about. Your angel message is Teresa. Everyone's been getting this card right here a lot. Time out. You've been so busy taking care of everyone else's needs, but now it's time to stop and take care of yourself. Especially if you've been having to take care of your dad. I was having to take care of mine. I finally had to put my foot down and be like, I'm done doing this. So anyways, you've got your emotions are healing, which enables you to open to greater love. I will help you release anger and unforgiveness from your heart and your mind. You deserve the best. Reach for the stars with your dreams and desires and don't compromise. When you take excellent care of yourself, everybody benefits. Give yourself a relaxing treat today, such as a massage, a sea salt bath, or a pedicure. Caution is warranted. Look deeper into the situation before proceeding. I feel like I rambled a little too much. Alright, your Ascended Master is Artistic Expression with Paul the Venetian. You have Drink More Water, Flow of Prosperity, Twin Flame, and Stay Focused. So, Twin Flame. There is a Two of Cups at the end of this month. Maybe you had to heal some daddy issues so that was the final, maybe a final healing stage or something that, karmically speaking, that allows for a twin flame to come in at the end of this month. Very well could be. You could need to focus on your shadow side more this month, which will bring a coming together for you at the end of the month. Let's see, your Oracle Arama. Oh, wow. Okay. Your Oracle Arama card is the Great Gain. The great story begins. The indication here is Rama's winning of Sita, his future wife. This indication is auspicious for relationship and partnership. Alright, so there's something coming in for you about a relationship, a partnership, whichever. I feel like it's going to be at the end of the month, though. Okay? So if you've had heartache, heartbreak, or something from, some stuff that's happened in the past, it's time to, don't fight about it no more. But you need to do some self-healing, get you and yourself and your life, get shit together. And I don't mean that personally, like get your shit together. I just say that. That's just how I talk, okay? Because I would tell myself, get your shit together. I just, I'm one of those that I just refer to everything as shit, okay? Now, so we've got 1, 4, and 7. So your indication here is leaders unite, the people celebrate. So maybe you and your person or whatever person you've been squabbling with here, because there's some type of squabbling going on. You're both very passionate, and I would say that that passion or that exuberance that you have can sometimes clash. But, however, there is going to be a coming together. So 1, 4, and 7. You know, it would probably help if I turned the light on. Alright, so King Dashratha arrived in the city of Mathila for the marriage, appearing like the full moon on a full moon night. You remember I spoke about the moon phases, right? Like the water lily who opens its white blossom for the moon, the people of Janaka city hailed him with delight. A great festivity occurs with an alliance of two great leaders or powers from distant lands. The public is happy and receptive to the new event. All alliances now emerge into the open. So this could be a coming together of like two completely opposite people. This is almost like Romeo and Juliet, the Montagues and the Capulets coming together. So maybe that's somehow plays out in your scenario. Like, did your father set you up with an arranged marriage? I don't know. Maybe that could be what happens in a past life. And whoever you're coming together with feels like a soulmate or something. And if you're clashing, it could be because you had a Montague and Capulet somewhat relationship in a previous life. And so here it is showing up now to be healed, cleansed, restored, something. So anyways, yeah, there's that. All right. Thank you all. If you need any extra information, look in the description box, like where to find me. I'm also on Facebook. Facebook's my platform where I work from. Please feel free to follow me over there on Facebook. There I do more readings, but they're around oracle cards, okay? I don't use tarot in those, and they're more of a general collective. You'll also find new moon readings and full moon readings over there. Cash App information is in the description box below if you feel the need to donate. Thank you. Take care, and namaste.